So last video what we did is we installed Arch Linux on a legacy BIOS computer using the MBR partitioning scheme, and the tool we used to do this was the ALG Pure ISO. So what is ALG? ALG stands for Arch Linux GUI, and this project provides a graphical tool to install Arch Linux, and it features the KDE Plasma desktop with 3 editions: ALG Pure, ALG Minimal and ALG Flagship. I have already on this channel covered the Pure and the Minimal ISOs. The ALG Flagship ISO will be covered in subsequent videos, and in the last video we used the ALG Pure ISO. So we can use all these 3 ISOs to install Arch Linux using the legacy BIOS mode or the UEFI BIOS mode, and you can download the ISOs. Alright, so this is pretty much it. The ISOs don't contain ISOs contain very minimal software. So as you can see, as you might know already by watching the previous video, we don't have a browser, so I installed the browser on this machine. And let's go ahead and do some other visible changes. So I'll come to the settings here, and let's change this to Breeze Twilight. Alright, so the panel has turned black, and let's go ahead and do another visible change by changing the wallpaper. This one looks nice, so let's go ahead with that. So this is the wallpaper, and that's it. So let's go ahead and look at the partitions we had created. So this is the home partition that we created. I've created a txt file. Let's open that with Kate, and we want to preserve this. So what we're going to do is just type in I am still here. Save this. The reason I'm doing this is to show you that in case our bootloader breaks for any reason, then the steps that we are going to do to recover the bootloader, they're not going to affect your root part or your home partition. But apart from your home partition, they're not going to affect the root partition either. So let's go ahead and see the root partition, the 100 gig partition. And what we did was we created the boot partition separately. So this is the 250 MB partition. So notice what happens when I click on boot. It goes here. So what I'm going to do here is deliberately go ahead and delete this folder grub. All right, so let's do a sudo, because this is technically to be done with administrative privileges, and then we are going to remove, and I'm going to put the verbose flag as well, so you can see the output, and we are going to remove the grub folder, and you need to enter your password. Okay, so the folder is gone, and basically we have a broken bootloader. So now when I reboot my machine, I will not be able to boot up. So let's go ahead and see what has happened. Okay, so now we will reboot our machine, restart, and let's see what we get. So there it is. There is the grub error. Obviously what I did here was deliberate, just to purposely break it, but in whatever situation you do it, it's not going to be deliberate, right? So in case you face this error, what you need to do is get a bootable USB of ALG. So since I installed ALG with the Pure ISO, I'm going to use the Pure bootable USB. Let me just show you the same SanDisk USB, this one, and I'll plug this in and then boot from the bootable USB. So here we are in the live USB. I have started the installer. You can start it by pressing the Meta or Windows key and search for install, and then what you want to do is select your language and then just click on next. So, make sure you have your time zones selected, your keyboard layout selected properly. You have to make sure you do this properly, and then you have to come to manual partitioning. So if you partition your disk according to what I have shown in the last video, all you have to do is reinstall the boot partition. That's it. So let's go ahead and edit. Make sure we format this. The file system is going to be ext4. The mount point is going to be /boot, and we need to put the bootable flag on. Click on OK, and of course we can't leave all of these, so we need to tell the installer what to do with these partitions. So edit this and keep this, and we need to specify the mount point. This is going to be the root partition. This is going to be our home partition. We need to tell the installer that these are these things, and for the swap we don't need to tell the installer anything. That's it. All we have to make sure that we are installing on the drive rather than on the partition. And what we are doing here, we are just going ahead and reinstalling the boot partition, and then just click on next, And then over here it's a bit important to take note that you want to put the same username as it was before. The name of the computer can change, so I can just type in like bootloader. I had typed in pure actually in the previous video. That doesn't matter actually, but the username has to be same, otherwise the themes and settings will go away and you will get back this environment. You can obviously access your files folders, but make sure you keep the name same. Type in a new password or the same old password. This is again up to you. Click on next, and then just take a look at the summary. So we are formatting the boot partition, which is SDA1, and then we are flagging that partition as boot, and then we are setting up that partition as boot. And then over here it says it's going to install Arch Linux on SDA2, but it's not going to do that. And then it's going to set up SDA4 as home, and that's it. It installed the bootloader on SDA. So just click on install. This process is going to be very fast. Alright, so this is the important thing. It's reinstalling the bootloader for you, and then it will be done. So this process, as you can see, was very fast as compared to a normal installation, and you don't have to worry about your themes and settings and the applications you installed, because we didn't touch the root or the home partition at all. So all you have to do is click on restart now. Alright, so I've restarted the computer, and as you can see, we have Grub bootloader ready. So let's go ahead and boot the system. So Grub is repaired basically. So once we reboot into our computer, we see that all our system settings are as it is, our applications installed are as it is, and we don't have to worry much about anything. So this is how we repair Grub if anything goes wrong. And one advice I can give you is that, of course, like I did in this video deliberately, these things happen, you know, without your attention. So what you can do is basically keep a bootable USB with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.